are you flipping your head like that?
Did he pull that back?
I haven't had that in a while.
It's been a minute, and I missed it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, listen, welcome back to the #1 podcast
in Canada.
That talks about the questions and only about the questions because
We're all about the questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you guys doing today?
Fantabulous, baby.
You fantabulous?
I'm big chilling.
I'm splendiferous, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Keep it rolling, man.
How are you?
I'm different.
You're different?
Indifferent.
Indifferent. Okay, so you had some some information come in that sort of affected your mood a little bit before
Yeah,
we
a little
shot?
bit indifferent. It's calm though.
Yeah, it's calm.
It's calm, though, right?
You was probably getting gaslit or some shit, probably, right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
It's foreshadowing, by the way. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The gal them call me Mr. Beaches. What's up with y'all?
Hey, man, we chilling, bro.
To my right?
You got your boy Demarcus.
Yes, sir,
The R&B king.
Shit.
Yes, sir.
And you already know who it is. It's your boy Glue.
What up?
Baby.
Yes, sir.
What up?
You want to give your little
What
segment?
they got to do?
Little leadway in?
Yeah.
Let me tell them exactly what they need to do. What's up?
I'm off.
It's season 3, bro.
I'm different, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sorry. I'm indifferent.
You're indifferent. That's why you're acting
kinda
different. You're indifferent.
Do you want to let the people know what they need to do?
Tell people exactly what they need to do. What they need to do is turn their volumes up real high.
Yep.
Don't watch the rubber band on my hand. Turn your volumes down real low and get ready to listen to our soothing voices for approximately 30 minutes.
Yes,
Fam,
sir.
we
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't done it already,
please.
go ahead and head over to that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and head over to the subscribe button. Hit that big red and the bell notification so you know when we release and stuff.
You never miss an upload. You feel me?
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Facts.
Come
And
on.
Listen, man. I feel like everybody in the entire world knows that you fidget. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's
That's
okay
cool.
if you have
That's
the rubber
good.
band in
All
your
right,
hand.
cool, cool, cool.
Like, you
cool.
can
I'm
fidget
gonna
all
bring it
you
back
want.
out.
Just
I'm
like
gonna
be
bring it
careful
back
when you
out.
put your hands on your thighs,
What's up?
so you're not touching my hands.
What's up?
Don't
You don't want to touch hands. Cool. You lost your chance then. Never again.
Person on my far left, please introduce yourself.
We already did that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gal didn't call me
bro.
Mr.
Yeah, bro.
Beaches, bro.
And they call
Bro,
me
I'm
Demarcus.
losing
R&B.
it.
What's
Sorry.
wrong with
Yeah,
you?
Give
R&B.
your segment, fam.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really messing this. I'm mucking it.
You're mucking it.
I'm mucking it, yeah?
All right, man. In it.
All right.
All right.
Give your
So
segment, sir.
honestly, my segment's kind of evolved, I guess, now. So it's not just Netflix anymore. It's
Oh.
just your recommendation.
Okay.
Watch a show, watch a movie, okay? The one this week, Yellowstone off of Amazon Prime.
Yes, sir. And if you haven't heard about Yellowstone, bro,
Yeah.
this show has thrill,
Oh, wow.
romance,
Wow.
violence,
Holy.
fucking colonization. It's
Wow.
It's basically about your cowboys versus First Nations. Somebody got a land and somebody want the land, and they just fight and they're doing all sorts of cowboy shit.
Yeah.
in between. And I'm telling you, man, this is quality fucking television.
Wow. A+.
Really?
plus.
Oh my
and,
God.
and honestly, on that note, we are not a sponsor. Just
Yeah.
let that be said.
And on top of that, I've heard everybody who has ever watched that show
Yeah.
is like geeked up about it. Every
Really?
single person is
Amped,
like, yo,
eh?
this
It's
is a show
amazing.
of the
I'm not
year.
even playing with y'all. This show I crush in a week, man.
Run over
Like
to
4
Amazon
seasons,
Prime, man.
4 seasons?
You crushed
3
that in a
seasons,
week.
10 episodes.
You crushed
man.
that in a
47
week?
minutes an episode.
What week was this?
Last week.
Wow.
Yeah, last week.
Middle
I
of
just
school.
finished 2 days ago.
Holy,
Yeah.
man. All right. Well, go
But-
ahead with your segment next
Hey,
then.
next up, y'all got the lyric of the week. And this week, we got a track called... What's the track called, bro?
I don't know, man. It's not my segment.
See, how could I forget what it's called,
yeah.
man?
What's up?
Fuck Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got a track called Fuck Boys
Nice.
by Blxst, all right,
Yes.
and Russ. And on that track, Russ says,
Quote.
give you love and affection, trust and attention. One bad ex really fucked up the next one.
Wow.
And that whole first verse from Russ,
Wow.
Glue feeling it, right? I just played it
Wow.
from He's really feeling
Feeling
that
it.
track, bro.
I really relate to
Hey, man.
yeah.
He's hitting.
That's crazy,
It's
bro.
hitting.
I was in the car with Mom's earlier too, and I was like, we were just sitting parked for a little bit, and I was like, Mom, see, it's like dudes like this is just a big group of guys that are walking. I was like, Mom, it's dudes like this that go and ruin the shorties. Then I have to like be
Heal
the one
them,
that faces the
you know?
problems.
Did they
You know
have like
what I
a
mean?
certain look to them, or just saying a big group of guys? Let's go.
Probably dark skins.
No, well, not there.
I'm playing. Hey, hey.
Oh, so now you coming at me. I just said I was indifferent.
Yeah, what's up with
Hey,
you?
what you think I am? Hey, man. Come on, bro. Give him your segment.
You're making our producers so wet right now, bro.
Give him your segment.
Welcome to the segment of why I can't fuck with you, and I can't fuck with you. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I can't fuck with you if you're a bad driver, like a Calgarian driver.
Oh yeah, they be going 60 in the
Y'all don't
Oh,
slow
God,
the
bro.
check. Y'all
Oh,
go
God.
slow in the fast lane. Actually, Q Baby was telling me about this story when he was on Peg and Trail.
Yeah.
You know, probably one of the most dangerous roads in Calgary. And
Arguably.
these people, during snow time, right?
Yeah.
And these people stomped on the brakes to take a picture of the city skyline.
Yeah, so like like the snow was coming down. I was doing deliveries, right?
Yeah.
We're going over that bridge. Like I'm just gonna say the bridge. I'm not even gonna really get into it, but like there's like a city view on the left side.
Yeah.
They're in the fast lane, bro. Bare cars on the road. They're in the fast lane. I'm behind them going like 120. They brake, drop down to like 80, right? And I had to swerve right lane.
got me
As I'm
fucked
passing, bro, like the guy slowed down so his girlfriend could take a picture of the city skyline, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Dead ass, man.
Electric chair.
That's what,
Honestly.
that's
You good today?
Well, you can't be doing that.
No,
bro.
that's fair. You put in my
risking
rights. You
life.
put my
No,
rights
yeah,
to
you're
risk.
risking my
Yeah,
life.
you risking
That happened
lives.
to you. I remember when I was on my bike.
Probably
one
shouldn't have
time.
been going 120 when there's snow, but like don't watch that. Obviously,
I was on my bike one time and I was in the fast lane and this lady just
It's a
doesn't
long
even shoulder
segment.
check. Doesn't even shoulder check and drives into the fast lane, bro. Cuts me off. I go into the median, like in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm looking at this old ass lady. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Of course.
And she's just like this.
Oh yeah, because
She
they
didn't have
gotta
the audacity to even look at me.
That's
And
rude.
like, I at least would have appreciated it if you look at me like, what did I do? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you didn't, what did I do? Then
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as mad.
Yeah.
But I kicked her out.
There's sometimes people will cut me off, right, and they'll like give me the middle finger, and I'll just blow them a kiss. And I'll just be like, I don't know
like
why
that.
you're mad at me. And
I
then they
like
just
that.
get
I'm
so
gonna-
furious.
I'm gonna
They'd be
write
like,
that down.
they'd be
Use that
like,
later.
and I'm just, you know what I mean? Just one of these, and I keep on going. Write that down. Take note.
We got it all out of our system.
Yeah, you
Pretty
ready?
much.
Y'all
Yeah.
ready to shoot now?
We're ready to go.
All right.
Yeah.
On the docket today, we have gaslighting.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All
So
right.
what we're always gonna do for y'all is, first of all, we're gonna define what we're gonna talk about, just
course.
so y'all are aware of what the hell we talking about.
Yeah, it's
right?
season 3. We have a structure.
Exactly.
Like, you know, come
And
on.
Urban Dictionary's definition of gaslighting is where false information is presented to the victim, making them doubt their own memory, perception, and quite often their sanity. And for me personally, gaslighting is typically when you basically invalidate the way I feel about something. Oftentimes, I feel gaslit. I get fucking triggered off gaslighting when I express, because we're always talking about, hey,
Communicate.
man, you need to communicate.
Yeah.
You need to, express the way you feel. You got to talk about the way you feel. You can't, bottle that up. But I find that every time I fucking open up my mouth to share about, how I feel about something, you making me feel like I can't feel the way I feel.
That's facts.
And, we really
that's
can't be
that's not literally 100p right there.
it's literally emotional abuse, but
Nah, listen, like,
You good, man.
I'm all right, bro. I've been through some things, man. I'm healing, though.
good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm proud of hearing that.
Yeah.
actually.
That's good stuff.
I'm gonna start off the segment.
Go ahead, bro.
Because while we were like trying to think about things in story time about like how we got gaslit, I was like, I can't even come up with anything. I mean, sorry, I don't know how. Being gaslit, I was like, I can't even come up with it.
Yeah,
I've
God
never
heard you.
gaslit
Yeah.
anybody because I don't feel the need to, and I'm going to retract that statement because I have.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
There
we're
we
gonna
go.
start off
There we go.
with
Let's
how
say-
I was gaslit
Yeah.
about 45 minutes ago.
Oh
right?
my God. It's getting direct and attacked.
And
like,
I usually, I'm not the type of person
No.
to bring up certain situations when people really know who I'm talking about, right? But at this time and moment,
Yeah.
I'm very upset.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Now,
Tell them how you feel.
Let them know.
a couple podcasts ago, we did self-sabotage.
Of course.
And I was like, yo, like, I have this, I guess you could call it a fear
Yeah.
of commitment.
Yeah.
And I find these amazing people, and we have a little lovey-dovey lust fest, right? And then we get down to the nitty-gritty, and man's is out here, saying, "Hey, I don't think I can really commit," which I understand. That's a waste of somebody's time, but it's never like I plan
But
to do
there's
that.
also like before you go too far, for you in your life where I sit and I'm watching, there's levels to this shit, okay? Like, there's certain people you'll meet and you'll be like, "Oh, she was cool." And there's other people that are in your life that are very important. Or that were very
She's
important.
very important.
Yeah, that
I think
that
so, at least.
yeah. And or how specific can I get without dropping the name? Can I
Yo, go for it. Yes.
like
Speak
you
your
don't
business.
like not a lot of people meet the Dukes, to say the least,
Yo,
bro.
Okay.
not a lot of people sit at the fucking family table and play cards in my family, bro.
Yeah, not a lot of people meet the Dukes.
That's number one.
So I'll let you go off of that. So I just want you to know that.
So by saying that, we already know that this is a different vibe.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the time I'm spending with you. I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously I feel comfortable on this podcast to release how I truly feel because that's just how
It's basically a virtual
you
therapy
should.
session.
Yeah.
really.
Literally.
And all y'all are therapists, and this is how we air out our frustrations. So keep on going, baby.
45 minutes ago, I get this text asking me, do you think you self-sabotaged in our time together? And I was like, wow, this is so out of the blue. So I answered back with a non-invasive question being like, did you listen to our podcast? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I feel like I did self-sabotage myself.
Being honest.
Being honest, open and honest.
Speaking my truth on
She,
the
and this is a question being answered that was asked as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so then...
Well, he's just putting on a blast. Like, he's not
He is
even-
bringing
okay,
upset, bro.
seats.
Okay, go off, King.
I'm upset, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
I then said, yeah. So I said, yes, I think I did self-sabotage myself with you. She's like, okay, I don't need to be another girl in your friend zone. I'm sorry, I tried, but I don't need any more friends.
And I'm with her.
She asked the question though.
I'm with her.
What do you mean, bro?
She asked if you self-sabotage. You acknowledge that you self-sabotage. In that podcast, you talked about, your way of self-sabotaging is by putting people in friend zones.
Okay.
And so she's letting you know, now that I've watched it, and now you've confirmed that this was, me you were talking about, you know what? I don't want any more. I got enough friends. I'm good. You can keep me out of your friend zone.
Yeah, but he was
You want me,
honest
like,
with her though.
That's cool, but
And she
I'm
reached
honest
out
with you.
to
I'm letting
him.
you know.
But she reached out to him and he was honest with her from jump though.
Yeah, she reached out to him to let him know I don't want to be one of them friends.
But then why put the guy through the situation when it's like he already is honest with you, and then you asked him the question, he answered honestly, like why are you upset now?
You basically just we already had a conversation about how I felt towards the situation, why I can't commit, right?
Yeah.
So how you about to take that feeling, ask me that question that's already rhetorical, and then gaslight me on top of it?
See, I'm not really connecting the dots with the gaslighting there, though.
I think it is.
The gaslighting is taking somebody's, what? I don't know,
Your
dramas or what?
Your perception of something, right? Like you're taking someone's feelings towards something and then invalidating for them, making them feel crazy for feeling the way they feel.
So that's not a gaslight then.
I
definition.
don't think so.
Well, I'm upset.
Okay, yeah, it's okay, buddy. I got a great story though.
That's crazy.
Great example.
That's mad.
No, like
That's mad.
okay. Let me give you like an a better situation. All right. So a little while back,
I
man.
tapped her like it's a buddy, bro.
A little while back, man.
Yeah.
I'm dating this shorty, right?
Yeah.
And she,
Oh, so we're not finishing it. Then we're just
Cool, go on. Go on.
yeah. I'm dating this shorty, right?
yo, we'll talk later, bro.
Yeah, y'all do that after. Yeah, I'm dating this shorty, right? And she decides to invade my privacy yet again.
Okay.
And go through my, my messages, whatnot. And she finds a conversation with one of my homegirls.
Yeah.
And in that conversation, that girl is referring to me as baby.
Okay.
Right. And so she obviously expresses, her discomfort or her uncomfortability with that. And my response
Reasonable.
was to gaslight her.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Right. So I now like she's expressing to me how she feels. Hey, I don't like that. That's not appropriate, whatnot. And my response, and the reason why I'm responding the way I am, because I'm trying to defend myself.
Okay.
I'm trying to justify my actions. And I did so by saying, well, no, like, she be my friend from time. You just got to understand who she is. She refers to everybody with these endearing terms. Like, it's nothing that deep. Like, you can't really be getting this upset. Like, this is my homegirl. Like, we've known each other from time.
Yeah.
And to my understanding, like that, I basically tried to make her feel like she couldn't feel the way she felt.
Yeah.
Right. Given that, what could have been an alternate response to her, as opposed to justifying what I did? What could I have said? What could I have said instead?
Right away,
Yeah.
like off the rip.
What would be the opposite of gaslight in that situation?
Yeah, okay, well, then it'll just be probably what I would do in that situation and what I have done. So when someone expresses their discomfort towards a friend and I see the validity in their statement, I will be like, okay, I understand why you're upset. I understand why this could bother you. I am going to fix this because I can see if the roles were reversed and you're on the other side, this would really affect me.
Yeah.
So that's probably how I would handle that situation.
And I'm with that.
Yeah.
It's funny enough though, like when that actually went down, I came on set. I talked to y'all about it. Y'all talked some sense into me.
Yeah.
Made me realize my wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went back, I was like, you know what? Like, you're right. Like, I completely understand where you're coming from. I wouldn't appreciate if I saw that, some dude was talking to you, he's calling you baby because you my baby. So I'm not going to let that happen. So I understand where you're coming from. And you know what? I'm going to make an active effort, to let her know that that's inappropriate and that's, that can't happen. And I apologize for initially, trying to defend myself because there's really nothing for me to defend because I'm clearly in the wrong here. And, she was like, okay, thank you. All right, solved.
So
Awesome.
instead of gaslighting, you should just apologize to her right off the bat and saw that you were wrong in that moment.
100%. But in that moment, I couldn't see where I was. I wasn't looking to see where I was wrong because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be at blame. I didn't want to be at fault. Immediately, I'm like, I'm going to defend myself, justify my actions, so I'm not, in the wrong. Because God forbid I do anything wrong. And so I then instead decided to gaslight her. But we're not going to do that. We're going to apologize next time.
Ah, yeah,
That's
for
what I
sure, for sure.
That's
Now,
what
okay, so then I do have a question then. So what is Landon's scenario then? Like, what is Glue's situation? Like, what happened?
Because I basically said like, hey, this is my feeling towards. This is the reason why, and now you're just gonna throw it back in my face after you said you wanted to start. To
So
talk
then
to me again.
what is that term? If that's not gaslighting, then and I understand why it might not be considered gaslighting, but what is that term?
When
To
she
throw something back in someone's face that you already knew, they already admitted to, pretty much. So like he's not like out of all of us, like Lana's not the shady one, right?
Right.
Like he's moving very directly, right? So it's kind of just like how like what is that called? Like what is the scenario?
I would just deem that as a form of conflict, where it's typically when you're having a conversation with somebody and you want to dead the conversation, you don't want to give them anything to fight off.
Yeah.
So you want to say some things just to sort of end the situation. Right.
This is
So
my final piece.
Yeah. So she approached you and she's like, "Yo, like, is this true? Is this what really happened?" And you're like, "Yes, this is what actually happened." Well, let me just let you know that I don't want to be like you said on your podcast, one of those friends. So I don't want to do that, right? And so I'm gonna let you know that I'm not trying to be one of those friends. I got enough friends.
Yeah, but that was already clear. Was that not already clear?
It's already clear. Yo, we already had the conversation saying, yo, first of all, we shouldn't be talking because evidently it's not good for our relationship. If we were to have a relationship within the future.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're like, all right, cool. Then she's like texting me, she's like, hey, I'm sorry about how she gaslit me before. And now it's like, okay, we should talk because it's very hard to not talk to you. I said, I agree, but listen, this is how I feel.
Right.
I'm not ready to commit to anything. And now after listening to the podcast, you want to swim back around with a double standard and come back and say, yo, I can't fuck with you again because this is exactly how I feel. But I already told you that's how I felt. So it's not like you're.
So he wasn't even treating her like the girls that he was talking about. He wasn't treating her like that. Because the girls he's talking about, he doesn't say all of this. He just is like, yeah, you're friend zone. And then he just continues to actively try to be friends with them. He was like, this situation, this didn't work out because I'm not ready to commit. And honestly, like, because of how I respect your feelings, I don't think we should be friends. And then you're going to come back and say, yo, like, just so you know, I'm not one of your friends.
Well, I think in
that's
that
kind of
situation,
like, what is that?
It's a little bit petty. Like it's just trying to have the last word on something. And at that point, you just gotta let him have it, right? Because it's just all it is right now is it just stinks. But there's nothing that was said that was like false. Okay, like that's how she feels about the situation. This is how you felt. You've already expressed how you felt. You've now reached a point where you've acknowledged you're wrong in the fact that I realized that I self-sabotage. Bet.
Yeah.
And now she sees that. And I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer right now. If y'all got girls and they're watching this podcast, every time they watch an episode, it's gonna be a beef tank.
It's a beef
I don't think I've shot a podcast, gone back to the old lady, and not had an issue. Every single time, someone's upset because they're gonna watch and look for instances where you're talking about them or trying to draw parallels, and it's always gonna get you in trouble. That being said, she's just trying to have the last word. So then in a situation like, you know what? Okay, I understand, and eat up the sting, and you're gonna be all right. But if you go back and forth, now you're giving her what she wanted, because in a sense, like what she wanted by responding by that is a back and forth, is a conversation or a conflict. Don't give him that. Don't give her that satisfaction. You know what? Like we already discussed where we stand. So now for you to come out of the blue, unprovoked, watch my podcast, take it upon yourself to come say something to me and remind me that, hey, you know what? I'm not trying to be one of your friends. I bet, cool. Then we just won't talk.
Yeah.
But you had me all the way fucked up. Bro.
Yeah, and that's the part where I say it's just gonna stay. You're just gonna let it ride.
So he just dealing with some cheese right now.
Let it ride, bro.
Listen, man, like I just want to say, I'm sorry for hurting you, because I feel like you're hurt. Like, don't do that.
Go ahead.
I feel like you're hurt. Obviously, I never meant to do it, but I can understand where you're coming from because of the whole situation that went down. So like, I wasn't trying to like make it feel any way. I wasn't trying to put you in a category. I wasn't trying to do any of that. It's just that like, for me, I just can't commit right now. And yes, it might have been wrong for me to like take that situation, create it into something, and then not dip out, but like have an issue with like really taking it to the next step.
Dip out.
Okay, dip out. and I probably should have knew better. But I was really trying. Like I was really trying.
He was geeked up.
I was really trying. I was really, really trying.
Guy was
like,
geeked up, man. He was excited.
Like I just want to say I'm sorry for that. And if you're mad about that, I get that. But like, Don't hit
Nothing-
my phone
nothing
with
you
this
can do.
crazy shit, bro, because that shit like has.
You don't need that energy.
All right then.
Well, on that note,
Yeah. Good shit.
yeah, I'm not really. If y'all ever see me get on a podcast,
Yeah.
and look right at the camera and give a personal apology, smack me in the fucking face.
Oh, you and I with it.
Don't touch me.
No, do you? Nah, do your thing. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, better man than me, bro. Still.
But do you have an example of something
I
where
do,
you were
of
actually
course.
gaslighting was actually
Of
occurring?
course.
All
Do
right,
I
go
have,
off, kid.
I've paused. Man, so many examples, bro. I could go to the store and buy some bread. Anyway.
I love it.
That's sick, right? Come on, bro. Okay, anyway. So, this is
him,
yeah. I appreciate you, dog. You see me, bro.
Brotherly
You want that?
dance.
You want that? I'll see you again. We'll see
All
you one
right,
more
bet,
time.
yeah. Don't leave me hanging.
Anyway, so there's a girl that I'm seeing, and let's just say, I'm not the type. I don't really love going to the club that often, right? So there's days I'm staying home. All the boys are online anyway, right? So I'm playing with the homies. We're on the sticks. We're chilling.
Big facts.
And then, either the same night or the next day, and like this is everybody's at the club. I just know people that were in the city, right? I knew people. People are friends with me, you know what I mean? They want to protect my feelings and all my emotions and whatnot. So I'm getting texts, right? And this is they're like, yo, Mr. Beaches. I'm like, yo, what's good, baby? I just want to let you know your girl's out here grimy, bro.
Sheesh.
They're like, yo, she's moving mad in
It's
these
not my
streets,
girl
bro.
anymore.
On God. And then she's like, yo, she's moving mad.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm at home chilling right now, and I'm getting these texts on my phone. And like, these aren't things that I'm like, hey, yo, everybody, when you go out tonight, watch my girl. Make sure my girl's not doing anything crazy. Because like, I'm putting enough trust into you that I'm like, all right, cool. Like, the situation we're in right now, I know that I don't really need to get embarrassed to the point where like you're out here wilding out at the
Giving
club.
top on the dance floor or some shit.
Facts, right?
Yeah.
Don't need to know that.
Yeah.
So I'll ask my girl, you know what I mean? Next day, whatever, things are calm. I'm like, yo, people are telling me that you were out here moving crazy at the club. Did this actually happen? Because like, if it did, like, I don't need to be here. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And she decided to take it in, not answer the question, but just be like, why do you have people watching me at the club? And I was like, okay, well, I don't, first of all. And she's like, no, that's actually so fucked. I can't believe that blah, blah, blah. This conversation's not even happening. All this. And I'm like,
Gaslight.
yo, like, and like, I'm not someone who deals with gaslighting all the time. So like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, I actually fucked up. Like, I shouldn't be, like, I should
My
just
friends
trust
shouldn't
her.
be looking out for
Yeah,
me.
I'm
They
like,
should
what?
just not, just
Literally.
close their eyes when
And then
my
it's,
girl's sucking other niggas off.
oh,
on the dance
100, bro. Okay. And it's, okay, well, yeah, like that's what it turned into. Like it would start just becoming like no, realistically, it started becoming like people would like text me when it was like late at night. I'd still be at home 2 a.m. gaming, and like I'd see certain names would pop up on my phone, and I'd be like, yo, stop, don't fucking say what you're gonna say.
tell me.
I don't care.
See, in that situation, like her addressing that by saying, well, I can't have, why your friends watching out like that's gaslighting. Because here you are expressing, hey, like, this is what I'm hearing.
This is a real concern.
This is how I feel about the situation because I'm not trying to be disrespected because I don't need that. So if you're moving that way, yeah, we could just dead this.
Yeah.
But instead, it's no. Why do you have your friends watching out for me? That's fucking crazy. I can't do anything without them reporting back to you. That's straight up gaslighting.
Yeah, being
Because
like, I
what-
hate jealous guys and shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm just at home chilling right now.
what you want to hear is them, validate the way you feel about that situation. And, them be like, well, you know what, like. I understand how you would, if roles are reversed, you're out. I'm getting messages from my friends saying that, hey, yo, Mr. Beaches is over here, kissing girls on the dance floor.
And it's multiple people, bro. Like, it's not just like one random homie that I might have beef with back in the day that wants to ruin my night.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 4 or 5 different people every single time you're going out are telling me shit that I don't want to hear.
So there's definitely some truth behind it at that point. So what you want to hear in that situation is sort of a recognition for the way you feel. And that, you know what, like, I apologize if that's how the way it got back to you. That wasn't my intention. I had a few drinks in me. You know what, I was a little bit loose. And I can see how that could have been interpreted from their perspective as me wilding out. But I want to assure you that I was not moving in a way where I was, intentionally trying to disrespect you. That being said, I'm going to be more cognizant about the way I move at the clubs.
Of course.
See, but at the same time, that's almost like sorry, not to cut you off, but at the same time, that's almost bordering on that like line of trust. Like, are you really telling me the truth? Are you trying to manipulate me? Because like, if you are the type of person, if I have friends seeing you out at the club and they're saying, yo, she's moving wicked.
Yeah.
And like, you're not actually moving wicked. there's a definition between you're moving kind of like a little bit shifty, like maybe you're talking to a guy or whatever. But then there's a difference between like you busting it down on the dance floor.
100, and that's the thing. Like maybe people are hyping it up versus like what she's actually doing.
See, and
that's where it would come in.
All you would need now is then to have a conversation about what is deemed as wilding out.
Exactly.
Hey, I can't have you throwing your shit back against another dude at the club. Like I can't have you doing the same shit you be doing to me. Like I can understand like how you can definitely understand how I could get upset about that. So I don't want that.
Yeah, and I think for the problem, like the long term problem, I'll let you go right after. But the long term problem that came from that even was that like the fact that I felt that I couldn't get mad at that just made it feel like I was the one that had to be nervous about losing her. So then like any situation I was in, I'd be like, okay, well, like dude, she might just leave me. Like, it's never like, yo, I don't fucking deserve this shit, and I'm definitely better than what the fuck is going on
and
here.
that's the thing.
When I think like when you start questioning, hey, am I allowed to feel this way? Like that's when you know like you're in trouble a little bit because for you to ever like honestly question your emotions, like, am I allowed to like that to me that's toxic. Exactly. That's unhealthy because you want to be in a situation where you can always share how you feel, and that person will recognize it, validate it, and then you guys can work on a resolution for it. You don't want to be in a situation where you're almost now guarded, and now you don't want to bring up the way you feel about certain situations because you're stuck in your head wondering, okay, well, is this a valid reason for me to be upset? Okay, I think it is. Now I can bring it up. You don't want to.
No, it's just like something affects me. I should be able to talk about it.
I feel like gaslighting is so toxic, and it's like a sense of control because like if you can't. You have to deal with the repercussions of your actions.
Of course,
right?
What I say all the time, consequences, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you're moving crazy and you can't deal with that consequence when you come back home and your man or woman or whoever gets mad at you, like you can't just change the situation for you not to be at fault and be in control of the situation. Yeah. That's literally gaslighting can literally be the definition of being toxic. Is one like you have a toxic chart. And gaslighting is right underneath. Number one.
On the spectrum of toxicity, towards the more toxic end, you have gaslighting in there.
100%.
Yeah. But so some shit to help our viewers here. Like, why do y'all think people gaslight? Because like from my perspective,
you go first.
Gaslighting, when you gaslight someone, just because I know I'm the OD gaslighter. I've been gaslighted a few times in my day. Okay, but I also understand that I do be gaslighting shorties from time to time. And oftentimes I do so in a situation where I feel that I shouldn't be in trouble for something. I feel like I have to defend myself and justify my actions and in justifying my actions, invalidating your feelings. But because if I can if my head logically, it makes sense how, the way I moved and thoughts that I had led me to do this, then it makes sense for me. But the way I moved to you equates to, you being upset. I'm like, well, no, like you got to see it from my perspective because from my perspective, that wasn't my intention. So you're not allowed to feel the way you feel. So oftentimes I think the reason why people do it is to defend themselves, to justify their actions, and honestly just to omit blame because they oftentimes have an issue with, being at fault for something.
That comes in.
And that's what I was thinking is like, you can't deal with the repercussions of your actions. You can't deal with saying, hey, I was wrong. Yeah. So now you want to gaslight or change the conversation to make the person who evidently is probably a little bit softer than you are, a little bit more emotional, or that they might love you so much that you're able to change the situation and make them feel bad and get away with it, right? That is what I think like gaslighting is and why people do it. Like I think you just do it because you can't take blame. You don't want to take blame. That's number two.
100%.
And you just want to pass the blame onto someone else so that you still have that like that image of perfect person.
Yeah.
Because I have an example that like just popped into my head. Like,
go ahead.
Like, I was in a situation where I got caught in a lie, right? Okay. But it was sort of like it was a trap. So you asked me a question, basically knowing the answer, but you wanted me to say it, and I got upset with the fact that you're trying to trap me. And so instead of taking accountability for my actions and being honest with you, my thought process is to flip it on you, but why you asking me those questions? You're trying to trap me in some shit, and you're trying to get me in trouble and whatnot. And so I was like, no, like I just wanted to know. Then I'm bringing up some other shit, talking about, well, you did this, and that made me feel this way. So how the fuck can you come over here and say this? Like that's the whole like I can fully understand how I do it.
Yeah.
Like, were you doing that just not to get in trouble, or like?
Yeah. Honestly, why did you find yourself doing that?
I was just upset with the fact that you were trying to put like sort of basically take the halo off the top of my head. right? Because I'm the
see.
type of dude that just likes to like I like to think that I could do no wrong, and I strive to for perfection
Yeah.
each day. And so when you call me out for not essentially being perfect, I got a problem with it, right? And that's something I got to work on in myself, where I got to get to the point where I can take in that like constructive criticism, so to say, and not be guarded by it, and not feel like you're taking a shot at me, but really you're trying to help me and better me, and then use that to be a better person.
Right. And that's fair. That's totally fair.
What about you, Quay?
Yeah, why do you think people be?
I'd honestly just like say that like I think that like it does come from somewhere that's very insecure, but I just think like it's an invalidation to your feelings, right? Like when somebody's doing that, like they just don't think that your feelings are very good, and they're invalidating themselves.
Their feelings.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, this person's feelings obviously don't matter, and mine are so much more important. It's like, yo, you can't do that in a proper relationship, right? So if moving forward, like you find yourself being a person who is, gaslighting someone, like really look at what you're doing to to the person that you're doing that to, right? Because I know in my situation, like when it was happening, like Lanny would tell me all the time. He'd be like, I just don't like you in the situation because you're not yourself.
Right.
And that's and I'm not thinking about myself. Like I was never like, oh, I can't say this because they're just gonna fucking dip out, or they're not gonna understand that I'm just gonna be the one that's like I'll be looking as like a jealous guy, or I'm a crazy guy or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like there are a lot of things that were super valid. They were just not being validated in the relationship. So
and I think that's kind of like what my situation is right now too. Like looking like what I was talking about earlier in the podcast, it's more just like you already know how I feel, you already know what my circumstance is, but now you want to bring the feelings that you have and how you feel for being like angry or like rejected or whatever, and put those above like the already known answer that you have.
Yeah. Right, because it genuinely, like from hearing that whole ordeal, it takes a lot for you to come to the realization that you are self-sabotaging, and to understand the root cause of it. So when you get to that point, the last thing I want done is like it's the same situation where you divulge your insecurities to girls. Yeah, oftentimes because we're guys, so we date girls and whatnot. Yeah. You divulge your feelings to these to girls, and they're gonna essentially put it in their back pocket. And the next time y'all having a conflict, it's the first thing they throw back in your face. It's like, well, no, like you did that, so obviously you can't be upset about the situation because we've already addressed that you do that, and and it's almost like it shifts the attention of like, or shifts the focus of the issue from I don't know, like
something legitimate
to something that's just like trying to make you look, I don't know,
trying to make you feel better, something like I guess
why are you trying to save your mental strength and mental like well-being to hurt mine though? You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to save your heart and demolishing mine?
No. I don't think that was her intention, but
no. I'm just saying as a
person,
for my situation,
doing gaslighting.
I don't think
they don't think. I don't think they're thinking about it that way.
They're solely focused on themselves. They're solely focused on like, I'm take a person, like when I'm in a position where I'm gaslighting, I'm focused on me and the way I view myself and who the man I see myself as. And in that situation, if you're saying something that contradicts who I see myself as, I feel the need to stand up for myself and justify myself. Oftentimes, in doing so, I'm invalidating the way you're feeling to validate the way I feel, right? And that's really where that whole toxicity and just unhealthiness sort of stems in.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like that was a great podcast. No cap.
Yeah.
On God.
How you guys feel about that?
I feel like I still got a little bit more, but
you know what we say.
What you trying to say?
They better come back for the next episode.
Because I just feel like
type of thing,
I didn't really tap into my toxic side this week, so I'm
no, you were healthy.
No, we good.
I don't even feel right.
We're okay.
Yeah, I mean, like,
sure?
yeah, we
can deal with that after the podcast.
Because I can go into some details of where I was gaslighting.
We don't. Well,
because I stay gaslighting.
Yeah,
I stay.
Yo, and with that, we're gonna end this podcast.
That's wild.
Right.
Yo, listen. I mean, we already said it at the beginning, but like, comment, and subscribe.
It's 3 things.
Definitely that red button.
Yep.
Definitely the bell.
Yep.
Definitely follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
Definitely download and subscribe or follow us on Apple Podcasts and
Yep.
Spotify. And yeah, bro. I feel
Just show us support, John.
Yeah,
yo, honestly, like
all at us, man.
I'm feeling nice, but
DM us questions if you got them. We're still taking them.
100%.
Don't think those ever stopped. We're still taking them.
And thank you to the new listeners listening. Thank you to the old listeners.
Yes, sir.
For coming back. And Q Baby, you want to give your outro?
I'd love to give my outro, man. I only ask, a few things from people. That's 1, stay safe. Number 2, stay healthy because COVID is still a real thing.
Yo.
And number 3, for the love of God, please stay out the streets.
Yo, listen, before you go though, real quick, with the COVID thing, I know 2 people in the last week that got it, and 3 people who had like contact with people who might actually have.
Yeah, people think it's summertime. They think it's summertime last year, bro.
The sun-
Summertime, yeah.
the sun do
Summertime
be
2
out,
years
though.
ago.
It does. Yo, shorts weather.
It is shorts weather. I'll
shorts
catch
the
me
other
up.
in the shorts the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
day.
catch me on a
the other
walk.
day, you know,
That
showing
fit was
off-
kind of
showing
tough
off
though.
some
No,
quads,
no,
you feel
I'm
me?
not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's all right.
Tough,
Showing
tough.
off those class and everything too.
But no, for me to give my outro, I would just have to remind y'all that, or just give y'all a little tidbit of advice. If you're ever in a situation where, you know, someone calls you out for gaslighting them, literally take a step back in that situation and sort of try to analyze how they are feeling. That should be like a call or like hey, yo, time out. Okay, if they've said this word, you gotta, hey, hold up. How am I? Because you know it's real toxic, it's real emotionally abusive, and you never want to be the person to do that. So someone lets you know, hey, you gaslighting them. All right, cool. Take a step back, evaluate the thing, and you know, understand how you are gaslighting, and then try and go about it differently by validating those feelings.
Yeah.
And other than that, man,
That's loaded. Can I hop on that real quick?
Yeah.
Cause like there's a reason why the one main problem that I always have with my relationship sometimes is that like I'm always just, hey, like I'm not too good at sharing my emotions. That is because I get nonstop gaslit.
Same.
So if you don't want people to be having what I have, please just let them talk.
You know?
Like get your head out your ass for like 2 seconds and listen to someone, all right?
I remember way back, like season 1 and season 2, I would harp on, you know, how important it was to create an atmosphere where both people in a relationship can bring forth their feelings and you could have a conducive environment to have a healthy conversation.
Yeah, I remember
and somewhere
that.
along the road, I forgot about that myself.
Yeah.
But I'm bringing it back.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, man, stay safe.
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
Zersky.
Take care of your mental. Shit. Peace and love.
Hey. And I just want to say, like, we speak our truth on this podcast. So, like, if you're fucking with us, like, try not to throw that shit back in our face. Because, like, that's kind of tough.
If any girl
Like
that I'm-
real life.
If any
bro.
girl that I'm serious about goes back and watches all these podcasts, you literally have the script of who I am, and
Yeah,
you
me too.
could cook my shit. But
Facts.
please don't.
Realistically.
Yeah. And if you watch it and you want to say something to us, like, don't gaslight us either, please. I know that happens to you sometimes too.
All the time.
Oh
So,
yeah.
anywho.
That shit happens all the time.
Please watch the next episode.
Yep.
Please listen to this episode.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.